I got you, Philly.
You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had enough time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had one opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, by the way, think back here and breaking news, mother humping news. How you like that? That's right, just like that. People ain't crying. What are the Eagles gonna do? What are the Eagles do? They get worse. They just got better. That's right, we got breaking news, baby, and I love this one. This is a masterful move by the Eagles, I've got to tell you, and I'm going to jump right into it, and then I'm going to talk and take all your questions, and we're going to rerun it. I love it. Breaking news, former Seahawks Pro Bowl cornerback Riq Woolen just reached an agreement today on a one-year deal worth up to $15 million with the Eagles. Per me and Jeremy Fowler, agent Jason Sayat confirmed the deal. Can't pronounce his name. But Riq Woolen is headed to Philly, and I love it. We talked about cornerbacks that they should go and get. They weren't going to break the bank on a top 10, top 5 corner when you got to pay the other guys. But you could get a quality starter who's better than Adoree Jackson to come in and help that secondary. And right now, the Eagles just got better, baby. How about that? What is going on, everybody? Mullen, what's up? Michael, 1258D3T, what's happening? Dimitri, Clark, Cloudify, Darish, 125, I think we said that. Thank you for being here. Christine Elizabeth, Incomplete Fusion, Zero Dog, thank you. My man, A Warrior Rage, Ken, Van Helsing, the Dubs family, everybody who is in here, everybody who was in here all day. We did it, man. We got our first signing. It's a good signing, and it improves the Eagles. From a position-to-position standpoint, he is an upgrade over Adoree Jackson. No question about it. Jay Dunham, thank you for the super chat. He said, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Riq Woolen, let's go. That's right. And then you get a healthy second-year safety in Makuba, who we like, and then we'll figure out what they do at safety. Don't be surprised if they do something during the stream. Eagles sometimes tend to do, like, 2 moves, couple transactions, like, all at once. JJ, thank you for the super chat. Man, the Eagles might win 7 games now, Sills. Oh, yeah, now it's probably like 7.5, right? Now this is going to be a horrible signing. Why would you guys sign him? Blah, blah, blah. I like this move. It's the perfect move for the Eagles. It is. And if you notice in my title, I said increased distance from the Cowboys, because that's all Mark Holmesky's talking about, mentioning my name over and over again. Did the Eagles, we're increasing we're getting closer, we're closing the gap. Well, this just increased the gap because the Eagles have improved in that secondary. And it ain't over yet, baby. It ain't over yet. Mav, what's going on? He says, Howie Vision, we're just living in it. Yes, we are. And I'd like to see the details, if I could find it, of that contract, because I'm assuming that most of that money is up front and it's not going to hurt them in terms of salary cap room. But I love this move by the Eagles. I definitely love this move. And look, it's just one of things to come. There's more work to be done. There's more work that will be done. Woolen is 26 years old. He had 12 interceptions, 53 pass breakups during his tenure with Seattle. Man, I love this move. I love this move from so many standpoints, you know. And listen, for those who love to jump the gun, I'm talking about in context. I'm talking about in context of getting a cornerback too. I'm not saying he's another Quinyon Mitchell. I'm saying that for a cornerback too, for the Eagles, Adoree Jackson was not nearly as good as this guy. He's got size, he's got talent, and look, hopefully he can rebound and come into Philly. He's obviously on a 1-year prove-it deal, and I like that too. Annette, thank you for the super chat. It's good to see you. Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. Hell yeah. Yeah, we are. No question about it. Rambo, thank you for the super chat. He says, we need a blipping edge. Patience, my friend. Patience. It will all come to pass. McCarthy, thank you for the super chat. It doesn't say anything, but I appreciate it. Roll Philly Dogs, thank you, my man, for the super chat. He says, Philly, I've been calling for Woolen since August. That is true. You were right about that. You were my Woolen guy. One of them. He's from my hometown, Fort Worth, Texas. He's a dog. Liked him coming out of UTEP. Wish it was 2 to 3 years. It's definitely a prove-it deal for him. He is going to go in hungry and wanting to show that he could be a guy that teams pay in a multi-year thing. And don't let the Cowboy fans fool you. I was on X earlier today once I got off my first live stream, and all they were talking about is they're in on Woolen and how great that is that they're in on him. Well, you know what? They lost, and they will continue to lose. Rogue, thank you for the super chat. He goes, love the move, hoping Chubb or Goddard don't get their money, and we grab them both for 1 year. Yeah, we will see. Michael, thank you for the super chat. He goes, good move by the Eagles, 1 year deal. If it plays great, potentially long-term deal. If not, we can move on from him. He is better than Adoree, too. He is much better than Adoree Jackson. There's no question about it. So let's see what else you guys are saying. Rainer says, huge upgrade over Adoree. Absolutely. Next is CJ Gardner-Johnson. Watch. I don't know why Brisker keeps popping in my head, man. I'm telling you, I'm having weird thoughts about Brisker, like, could be something. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles go rookie safety and then have 2 young safeties back there. Now they've got 3 veterans at corner. I love this move, okay? We can say, yes, the Eagles have to get better at edge rusher because they lost the guy. We can definitely say they have to improve their offensive line. They got to get tight end. But the one thing you have to say tonight is that the Eagles are much better, a dramatic increase in their cornerback too than they had a year ago. DKB says it's a beautiful move. It really is, man. Prove a deal, then walk for a comp pick, possibly, and maybe he'll play up and be great, you know. So I want the safety from Oregon now. I would love to get him. The Doll Princess of YouTube is here. Yes, CJ would be great. We got over 1,300 people in the chat, but only 232 likes. If you like this move and think the Eagles, they did something and you're happy with, hit the like button. Let's get these likes up. Let's celebrate this mother humper. We're back, baby. Kenny says 500 hello, and this is a great sign. I've loved this sign and big upgrade to cornerback, which is good. But now we got to be patient and we got to make great signings. We definitely do. Right before this broke, I was responding to WIP. They were complaining that they've been disappointed about free agency so far. And one of the things I said was, it's not just a matter of going out and making moves and grabbing guys for the sake of grabbing guys. But you got to get the right guy, the right fit. This is a perfect fit for the Eagles. You got a guy with high potential that has done it in the past. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's 6'4", got size to him, which I love. And, pause, no diddy. And, you know, it doesn't affect your situation with Q and Cooper DeJean having to pay them in the future. D. Hart Williams, thank you for the super chat. Love this move. So excited. Awesome. I'm glad to see people much happier now. Fabio, thank you for the super chat. Does he get a lot of flags or is he good? He's good. He's good. He had a down year. He lost his starting job to Job. And he just needed a change of scenery. But, 26 years old, very, very talented. Brisker would be nice, no doubt about it. Agreed. I love this move. Philly, this is a bad move by Howie. Woolen is horrible. I would take Slay, Trevon Diggs, and Ramsey, proven future Hall of Famer. Well, who wouldn't take Ramsey or Darius Slay in their prime? Diggs, forget about it. But you got to remember, this is not a one corner, your first number one corner. This is your number two. Woolen is better than any corner Cowboys have. You heard me right, Cowboys. I just said it. Bradbury 2.0, I don't think so. And if it is Bradbury 2.0, you're then telling me that I'm going to get a good year out of this guy. I'll take it. Brisker fits for real. I think he does. 1 year, $15 million. Yeah, I think that, they're paying him. I bet you it's upfront money. I bet you the salary cap is low. My biggest worry is this will be another wasted year of talent that Howie put together under Nick, and we won't get this roster going into next year when we have a head coach and things clicking again. I mean, I don't know what I can do. There's nothing I can do about that. That requires a coaching change, and that's just not going to happen right now. Bald Eagle, thank you for the super chat. He goes, "Here come the coverage sacks. That's the reason for it." I think he's better. When we got Bradbury, Bradbury was, I think he's in a better situation. He's younger than Bradbury was when Bradbury came to the Eagles. I think this is a perfect situation. You weren't going to go out and get a top 10 guy and pay him a lot of money as your second cornerback when you have to go out and sign Cooper DeJean and you have to sign Quinyon Mitchell. But you wanted to get somebody that was competent and somebody that could come in and be better than Adoree Jackson. You just got that. This is a perfect fit, man. I love it. Mark, thank you for super chat. Doesn't say anything, but thank you so much. Rambo, you got a new movie coming out, don't you? 500, what is your government's first name? Please don't tell me it's Mark or something. By the way, nothing on the Goddard situation so far feels good. Thank you for the super chat, but what do you mean, what is my government's first name? I don't know what you mean. My government? We have the best cornerback trio. Well, the Rams got good corners too, but I mean, I think Quinyon Mitchell's top 3 corner. That shouldn't even be an argument, right? No, this is good, baby. This is good. Great sign. Now we draft the edge and O-lineman. Well, I think you still got to sign a edge rusher. I still think you got to sign an edge rusher. Let me ask everybody, do you feel better now about where you were 24 hours ago? Do you feel like, okay, yeah, the whole season isn't over. It's not done. We're making moves. How do you guys feel? He fits Vic's system. Nice boundary. Oh, yeah. I love it. 6'4". Jair Alexander retired, and I don't know that he's coming back. I don't know if there's any interest in him to come back at all. So, yeah, who knows? Philly, it's up to $15 million and will most likely be $8 to $10 million guaranteed. That's my guess, is that they're going to give him a big chunk up front, and then it will be not that much against the cap, which is smart, which is what I would have done. Woolen won't get burned as much. We use a lot of zone and safety help downfield, but we need another safety. Oh, yeah. I mean, the safety, I need a drink. Safety, no doubt about it. We will be getting a safety. It's just a matter of when. Oh, my actual name is Joel. Howie did say he was going to address the corner position last month at the Combine. Yeah, well, it makes sense. Now get the kid from Toledo. You could very well do that. Sign a kid. Yeah. Edge rusher now. Yeah. I mean, edge rusher could be now. A safety could be next. Do you think they'll bring Goddard? It sounds like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it sounds like there's some whispers that there may be a chance that they actually bring him back. Still you might get a cornerback, in the mid rounds as well. Yeah, Joel and B. That's why I always say G.I. Joel. How many Joels are in there? I've never seen so many Joels in one place in my streams. All those years growing up with that name, I never knew anybody with the same name. I always be feeling, well, that's okay. That's all right. Mother mate, yeah, Philly 500 certificate. How he signed Chubb and Goddard. I like it. I would go get Brisker or CJ. I would too. I would too. Riq has a high upside, especially with Fangio. Agreed. And I think he needed a change. He needed a somewhere else to go, new start. And yeah, I think it's a great situation. This is a great move for the Eagles. In this move, single-handedly, this one move, to me, is more effective move than anything the Cowboys did yesterday. Take it to the bank. The Eagles have less holes, and one of them was a cornerback. Tight end, cornerback, right, and offensive line help. I think those were the three big areas of need coming in. We can add edge rusher now after Phillips signed. But, yeah, you just improved your secondary massively. And I think what's great about this is I think because you're getting a guy who's played before, former Pro Bowl, I think it gives you flexibility at safety. If the Eagles decide that in round 2, in round 3, even early, they want to go safety and then plug them in, you can do that now because you've got guys that know what's going on. You got Cooper, Q, and now you have Woolen, which is perfect. And Makuba's his second year, so they got flexibility at safety. I mean, at what they want to do. If they want to go in the draft and get somebody, if they want to bring in a veteran, they can do both those things. No fly zone. Let's shore up the other safety spot and good pick throwing on the birds. Hell yeah. No, nobody calls me Philly. No. Jeremy, thank you for the chat. Prove it deal guaranteed should be much lower than $15 million. Ballhawk had some bad moments, but he had no Vic. He will show the best of him. Upgrade over Adoree. Great work, Philly. Last days go on. Thank you, my man. This is exactly what we talked about. Exactly the move that they were going to make. Exactly what they should do. Wasn't going to get some top 5 corner. Nothing ridiculous. This was the plan. This is what we talked about. And if you were here, you were in on it. We rolling. We got this, baby. We got 1,673 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much. It's crazy. I was just about to go pick up my kids from school. I was told my wife, who's homesick, can you go do it? She's feeling better, though. But she's like, yeah, I think I need to get out of the house for a little bit. If we don't draft Monroe, Freeling, or Sadiq in the first round, I hope we trade back and select Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Maybe. To me, if you trade out of the first round, I don't want a second-round pick. I want a 2027 first. I love this move, man. I love this move. I love it. It's the right move for the Eagles. Let's go, big fella. Hell yeah. No, I just losing my voice from talking so much. That's all. I've talked so much over the course of the last, 2 days. This has Byron. The only reason you're saying Byron Maxwell is because he's a Seahawk. That's it. That's the only similarity. Byron Maxwell was signed as a number 1 corner, supposed to be one of the best corners in the league. The Eagles broke the bank. This has nothing to do with Byron Maxwell at all. It's crazy to me. That's just crazy talk. Woolen is low-key beast. Philly 500, I needed this. I was so mad what they got. I know a lot of people are mad, and I knew. They just got to be patient and get the right guys. This is the right guy because you don't need a number 1 corner. You don't need a slot corner. Those are 2 Pro Bowlers. You just need somebody competent, better than Adoree Jackson. I think they struck gold on this one. Dude's monster. He is. And he's going to be good. Mark my words. He's going to be good. Clip this. Take pictures. He's going to be good. People are going to want to sign him to an extension during the year. Jason, thank you for the super chat. Brisker and Chubb, that would be huge. If you sign Brisker and Chubb, you have a better team than you did last year on defense. You're better. If BG comes back and Smith and Hunt step up, we good at edge. However, it would be nice to have a sure thing at edge. I think you need another edge. I do. I think you need another edge. But this was important. You know, somebody said it. We might get a lot of coverage sacks this year. Hold me accountable. I'm here. I don't run. I'm accountable for everything I do. Always have been, always will. Draft Sadiq at 23. Max Leacher, offensive tackle at 54. And Wheatley, I like it. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's exactly going to be great. We're going to love him. We're going to want to keep him. And he's going to get paid and be one of the highest players in free agency next. He's going to be like number 4 on the top free agency list. And we're not going to be able to afford him, but I think that's what's going to happen. Just need Chubbs and we ready to roll. Chubb would be good. Yeah, I agree. Eagles time to cook. Agreed. You're the man. Thank you, my man. How many kids do I have? 8. No, I have 2. 525, the fewest yards per coverage snap. Riq Woolen, 0.5 yards per snap. And number 2 is Quinyon Mitchell, 0.6. How about that? Now I have to go look, and if anybody has the answer, like to what happened to him, why he lost the starting job, was there a defensive coordinator change, a scheme change? I'm not really familiar enough with Seattle to tell you. That one move for me makes up for losing Dean Phillips. This one specifically. If CJ gets signed, I'm going across. If CJ gets signed, forget about it. Oh, forget about it. You're talking best secondary in football. Tattletale, 590% of the time, he's good. It's just that 5% of dumb shit he does, like the taunting on the Super Bowl. That I'm worried about. Yeah, we've dealt with that before with players. We had CJ has done that himself. Carter has done that himself. I think we'll be okay. I think this is a great move. And, you know, the thing is remember, before the trade deadline, he was rumored to be possibly coming to Philly. There was talks with the Eagles, I remember, saying, linked to him. Philly's Superstition says, I hope the Eagles break the streak and finally draft a safety in the first round. Wouldn't that be something? 125, thank you for the super chat. He said he allowed the 6th lowest completion percentage at 49.2. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. No fly zone, baby. Agreed. See, I look at this and I think this is way more impactful than a lot of these teams are spending a bunch of money. This is way more impactful of a move. This is a guy that you plug in day one at starter that's going to help complete a secondary. And they still got work to do on it. But to me, great move. A+ move on my grade for this. Christian McCaffrey, thank you for the super chat. Tariq was my ideal cornerback pickup. He gets burnt time to time, but he isn't being asked to be the number 1. He should shine in his role. Yeah, that's important. He's not the number 1 here. He's the number 2, maybe 3, right? But, you know, he's going to get picked on. We know he's going to get picked on because they don't want to throw at the other 2 guys. So he's going to get a chance to prove himself. Yeah, I forgot. I am Mark Holmes' daddy. That's true. Go get Brisker and Chubb. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love when I see he's awful, he's horrible, and then you see the little like thumbnail, and it's a Cowboy fan. You're nervous. Hazy Who's Jesus, thank you for super chat. Now go get Henderson and move on to draft. I wouldn't touch Hendrickson. I wouldn't touch him. I would not touch him. I think he's an injured, older guy who's on the downslide of his career, and I think that he's asking for $35 million because he knows this is his last payday. I swear I believe that. I can't prove it. That's just my gut feeling. He's going to do what Hugh Douglas did in Jacksonville. So I would stay away from Hendrickson. Hey, Philly 500, imagine if he wins his second ring back-to-back years. Yeah. I mean, it could happen. He lost his spot because Weatherspoon's elite. Josh Jobe got a lot better in Seattle. He also got a lot worse in man. But we don't really run that, so I love it. I like it, man. Yeah, draft another safety. That's the great thing about this. Having a veteran like him on the other side of those guys, like I said, you now give yourself some flexibility at the safety position. I don't think you have to necessarily go out and sign a C.J. Gardner-Johnson or a Brisker, although I would like to. You could also look early in the draft and take a safety and plug him in and just play him day one. However, I wouldn't mind like Brisker or I would love C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. I mean, that would be unbelievable. But I don't think the Eagles will do that, you know? Let's see here. We got 1,740 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. The Rot, thank you for the super chat. He said, this signing now makes trading AJ damn near done. I don't know what this would have anything to do with trading AJ Brown. I don't get it. I don't think it has anything to do with trading AJ Brown. The only thing that's going to have to do with trading AJ Brown is, do you get what you're asking for? Otherwise, AJ stays. I like Greek 64. Oh my God, yes. We go on safety, edge, and O-line in the draft. We could definitely do that. 500, I was looking at taking cornerback Terrell in the first, but I guess that's out the door now. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. City Brown can't start ever. No, never. Never, ever, 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 ever. Red Mafia Gaming, thank you for super chat. He says, I think Michael Carter is going to move to safety. I think you might be right. Right? They saved $7 million. He's either going to back up DeJean or he's going to move to safety. I think they might try to experiment with him at the safety position. The Eagles have done that with nickel corners before and moved them to safety. One of them that we all remember was C.J. Gardner-Johnson. When we traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson the first time, remember, he came in as a nickel corner, and it was like the Eagles are going to move him to safety, and it worked out. That could be what they do with Michael Carter. Brisker would be just right for this team. I think Brisker would too. I like Brisker. I like the way he hits, you know. I think he could give us a little bit of that. But I mean, we'll see. Smoky Lens Media, man, thank you for the super chat. He goes, now grab CJ like Hunt and Nolan and we. Could you imagine? Oh man. Now, clock guy. Anyway, maybe he can move the. I would say the biggest need right now is a edge rusher in terms of, especially in free agency. They got to get an edge rusher. I think they're going to trade for I think they're going to either sign Bradley Chubb or they're going to go and get Grenard. I think it's going to be one of those things. Yeah, he's a utility guy, play all over it. Yeah, I mean, look, Carter has played well before. He was making decent money. We had to rip up his contract and give him a new one because we needed to save $7 million in cap space. So it worked out. We save a lot there. Well, we already did it. We changed the contract. Coop, Q, and yes, baby. Draft a pass rusher, possibly. I don't think we're gonna have a disgruntled. I'm not worried about AJ. Mufasa Sports Club, thank you for the super chat. Definitely a huge upgrade over Adoree. If the secondary is great, which I assume will be, with him next to Q and Coop, this should help the rushers get home. I trust Vic and Hurt to polish him. To polish him. Go Birds. Me too, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Perfect move. We talked about it, and they pulled the trigger. Carter's good backup. He is. I think he will be. Now that he's in a reasonable price, because that was a problem for him before. It wasn't a reasonable price. Fade to Gaming, thank you for the super chat, my man. He said, I love the signing this by Howie. We got our cornerback too. Now can we go after Bradley Chubb and bring C.J. Gardner-Johnson home maybe? Look at Becton, fly, Eagles, fly. I don't know what's going to happen with Becton because of the new offensive coordinator and the new offensive line coach. I do know that Bradley Chubb is somebody that the Eagles apparently are interested in because he's played with Vic. They also have called Minnesota about Grenard. So I think you'll get an edge rusher like that. I think they'll get an edge rusher, like one of those guys. Maybe they'll get two guys, or they'll draft another guy like early in the draft and then sign somebody else. And then hopefully Nolan Smith can, can break out. It would be really nice if he could. The Rot, thank you for super chat. He goes, because his cap space post-June Riq contract helps. Yeah, I have to see. I want to see what his guaranteed money was. But I love this, man. Jesus Hits, thank you for super chat. If AJ demands the ball in the new offense and complains, he has to go. This is last year. I think this is his last year anyways. I think a year from now in March, we're going to be talking about AJ Brown being on another team. I think because of that, whether he gets traded or not, I think that you have to think possibly the Eagles could draft a wide receiver. It would not surprise me a situation where the Eagles draft a wide receiver in the first round and still have AJ Brown on the team. And then let him learn and play behind AJ and Devontae for a year and then move AJ. So I could see something like that happening as well. A lot of good things right now, baby. A lot of good things. I don't think they want C.J. Gardner-Johnson either. Personally, I would love to get him. But I don't know that the Eagles would. I just don't know that they'll do that. Whoops. Sorry. So, I mean, we'll just have to see. But this is a great move for the Eagles. This is the one we waited for. This was a position that really from last year was a giant hole. And they needed to do something about it. And they did. And I could not be happier. Davey, welcome to Dingbat Nation, man. I don't see that on my on my eCam, but I do see it here. So thank you, Davey, for joining Dingbat. Well, coming back and rejoining. Appreciate that. And then Davey's been a member for 23 months. Appreciate you, man. He goes, wait, has free agency started, 500? Technically, no, it hasn't. It starts tomorrow. But, yeah, of course, it started. There's no question about it. Oh, man, this is great. I see a lot of happy chatters right now. Everybody was saying to me today, the season's over, they're done, they can't get any better, it's all, blah, blah, blah. They're better at corner. They are a lot better at cornerback. Now we got to fix the defensive edge position, that edge rusher. Got you and LB on at the same time. Oh, yeah, shout out to my man LB. I would not trade AJ. That cap hit's too big. One more year, then we can go if he wants another. I agree. I want to see Michael Carter get safety snaps. Me too. Hey, can you hand me that cup? Yeah. Thank you. Did you guys just get home from school? Cool. You just lost like 10 guys on what's good. What do you mean what's good? Who did we lose that we can't replace? This is what I'm saying. This is the funniest thing to me. This free agency class is so overrated, and all these people are paying way too much money. I mean, when Jaelan Phillips is the number one basically free agent, and somebody pays 30 plus, that's desperation. The Eagles, what they did was calculated. You can replace Jaelan Phillips easy. You just fixed your cornerback spot. You can fix and replace Blankenship easy. Nakobe Dean already replaced. We're good to go. Hate to tell you guys, but the Eagles, they're better in the secondary already. They're better in the secondary than a year ago. Davey 11 celebrates 23 months, man. I think I read that. Wait, has free agency started? Yes, sir. Trade Toth to the Steelers for Nick Herbig. Yeah, a lot of people say and talk about Herbig. I wonder if the Eagles would do that. Riq is a dog. He could be on a demon time left. Great, your deal to the Wizard. Yes. I'd rather our young players learn from vets, not just come in and make mistakes when they're trying to win. Sign C.J. Gardner-Johnson, not going anywhere. These fake Eagle fans need to go. I would love to sign C.J. I don't know if the Eagles would do it. That's why I bring up Brisker. But, man, you don't have to convince me, man. I'm willing to go pick C.J. Gardner-Johnson up at the airport. Anybody saying Riq Woolen was bad or a bad pickup, let this sink in. Riq Woolen allowed 75.5 passer rating when targeted last season. Cooper DeJean 76.5. Wow. And that's last season, huh? That's really interesting. I mean, they're always going to say it's a horrible move if we do it. Everybody we sign is a bad move. And then when our players leave, they're the greatest players, free agents ever to come out. Philly 5, is it possible we draft a wide receiver, trade Jay after due first for 20? Yeah, it's possible. Possible, but, who knows? I'm so pumped for this. It's an upgrade. It's a huge upgrade from Adoree. I think it's a significant upgrade over Adoree. Now we got to do more of that. It's not over yet. We've got to now replace losing, Jaelan Phillips. And I trust that the Eagles will. And there are players out there that they can definitely do that. No question about it. You got to replace losing Reed Blankenship. There's no doubt I think the Eagles can do it. So I think we're in good shape otherwise, And then remember, next year we got like $103 million under the cap. It's scary times for teams. Dallas had their chance. They had their chance to cut in on us, and they just couldn't do it. Technically, nothing's official. It's all considered legal. That's true. That's true. So whatever we got to do to get certain deals off, we got to do it now. Corma, what's going on, my man? Thank you for the super chat. He goes, CJ is paying for disrespecting Taylor Swift. You might be right, and I don't get it. I couldn't name one Taylor Swift song. Seriously, I couldn't name one. The only reason I even know who she is because I watch football. Yeah, I like Brisket. I think that would be good. Yeah, offensive line, that's a must. I mean, to me, that's really important. I think that gets addressed in free agency. That's where I think the Eagles are going to go ahead and do that at. That's what I think anyways. Let's see here. Huge pickup. Let me do a little poll here. I want to do a little poll. Let's see what people say. I think I know what people are going to say. It's. I feel like an easy question, but I want to see what people say because I think people were panicking. I think people were getting nervous, and I think now that you pretty much set your cornerback, your secondary it's almost fixed. I think people may change their opinion. KSF, thank you for the super chat. We don't really need C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We need a better replacement for Blankenship. We can draft a good tight end. We need to go after Travon Walker type edge rusher. I would love a Travon Walker trade. If the Eagles, I would be willing right now to trade a first-round pick for him, but they would have to sign him to an extension. That would be the only thing. So maybe we have to hold up on that. But a Travon Walker deal would be great. Davey, thank you for the super chat, my man. I just want to know one thing. 500. Dude, the Cowboys still stink, man. Let me play it for everybody. Dallas still stinks. Boom. You see what I'm saying? Thank you for the generous super chat. I appreciate it. Chris Melnick, thank you for the super chat. Omar Cooper is a top 30 visit with the Eagles. He is. And I think wide receiver is something you've got to watch. Whether they trade A.J. Brown or not, because they are going to move on from A.J. after this year. And that's what I think is going to happen. So if there's a receiver that they really like that falls to them, they may go ahead and say, we'll draft him this year and then let him play behind those two guys. It's very possible. We got 1,500 people watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. Great move. Eagles, they waited, they calculated the calculations of the cornbread, and then they struck. And they struck beautifully. No question about it. Bird section, what's going on, my man? How are you? The JJ trade talk is all my fault, bro. Uh-oh. What do you mean? I suggested that Howie would make a off-the-radar move, like go get JJ, and we move AJ. My bad, bro. I didn't like people to run with it. No. It's all good. Nobody's running with it. We're all good. I love it, man. I'm so happy for this move. Oh, we need a safety edge offensive line. Agreed. Howie is a smart man. It's not about how many people you sign in free agency. It's about making the right signings. And this is a right signing because the Eagles are going to get a lot of value off this signing. They are going to sign him, and he is going to – this is plug and play. You know, a lot of teams, they sign these guys, they come in, and then they don't use them. I love this move. What do y'all think about picking up PJ? He signed with Dallas. I'll sign Chubb and Reddick. Reddick? I don't know what's going on with Reddick. I wouldn't sign Reddick. Chubb I would sign. And the kid and the guy from Minnesota, I think that's a good move too. At 9,087 years old, Jerry Jones is just too slow to decrepit, evaluate talent, and make a deal. I agree. See, the interesting thing is that the Dallas Cowboys pretty much need a whole new defense. Like, we're talking about getting one player, couple players to fill positions. They need a whole new defense. And, you know, if you look at what they've done, they got a safety from Arizona. All right, he's all right. And then they got Rashad Gary from Green Bay. He's all right. But they don't move the needle. They don't change things. This move right here changes things because the Eagles now have 3 starting corners that all are either Pro Bowlers or former Pro Bowlers that are young. It makes a huge difference. As you can tell, I'm very happy with this signing. Rogue, thank you for super chat. He goes, I would shoot to go for Chubb, and then I would draft a safety in the first, tight end in the second, offensive line in the third. Interesting. See, I would probably do it differently. I would probably draft offensive. Well, if I could get a tight end, I'd get a tight end, or I draft the offensive line, and then I would try to go safety in the second. But that kid from Oregon, I really like him. The more I watch him, the more I like him. Corma, man, thank you for the super chat, my man. You are the man. There's a football channel called Football Analysis. He does team previews before the start of the new season. I told him to reach out to you this year for the Eagles preseason. Oh, man. Thank you, man. That would be awesome. I would be honored. That would be really cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. So I appreciate that. What's the name of the channel again? I'll check it out. If you don't have Sadiq available, you don't draft him. You shouldn't be allowed to draft anymore. Wait, what? If you have Sadiq available and you don't okay. You shouldn't be allowed to draft anymore. Yeah, right? I agree. Philly, but you're overpaying for a 1-year deal. And what I need to find out and what I want to look up real quick is I want to see what is his cap number? Did they tell us his cap? Because I bet you they paid him upfront money. I bet you he's getting my guess is he's getting about $10 million in guaranteed money. and that it'll be about $2.5 to $5 million in signing in salary cap hit. Let's see. So he's signing a maximum value of $15 million to qualify as a show me deal. Woolen, former fifth rounder, lost snaps on the outside to former Eagles Josh Jobe in Seattle secondary, and eventually lost a spot when decision had made him free agent. Mental lapses were his occasional problem, they said. This was Jeff McClain saying. Mental lapses were occasionally an issue for Woolen. Jobe's consistency in press man coverage also appeared to benefit a better fit for Mike McDaniel's scheme. Woolen can hit his potential, though, in Fangio. Fangio is going to play a lot more zone. This sounds like a perfect fit for the Eagles. Woolen's addition obviously sends signals the end of a Dory Jackson tenure in Philly. Eagles have, on paper, one of the strongest trios at corner with Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Woolen. Love this move. That's right. And Diana Rossini is reporting the Eagles are still looking at tight end and pass rushing markets. Howie is not done yet. My guess, if I have to guess, the Eagles are going to go ahead. They're going to sign a pass rusher next or a tight end. It'll be one of those two. They'll sign those two positions. This is just my prediction. And then they're going to go safety in the draft. And maybe they get a cheaper safety down the road, but I think that the safety position will be addressed in the draft. And they had such success with Makuba starting last year and being really good. Makuba was good until he got hurt. So I would not be surprised if they do that again. Roll Philly Dogs, man. Thank you for Super Chat. He goes, 500. Do you remember David Ojobo? Yeah, he could be a low-risk guy. Remember him from the draft? Yeah, I loved him. I loved him going into the draft, and then he blew his knee out, remember? It was such a shame. I don't know how much he's recovered since that happened. But, yeah, he could be a guy to come in as a rotational guy, We get Goddard back, I'm happy. I would love to get him back. Nobody cares about comp pick. Howie does. Oh, shit, I realize we don't have a leader in the secondary now? Really? I don't know about that. The Eagles just hired, I forget his name, the secondary coach from Buffalo is pretty good. So he'll be the secondary coach. I think you have Quinyon Mitchell, one of the best corners in football. You have Cooper DeJean. I consider those guys leaders. Still can keep. What do you mean? We're already shutting those two mother humpers down. Cooper DeJean and Pickens. They can't handle our secondary. The only time you guys could do anything against those corners were when the Eagles were out of gas in the fourth quarter because Nick Sirianni played the prevent offense. The truth of the matter is the Eagles have just increased the distance between them and everybody in that division. Just signed What? Really? See, what did I just say? The Eagles will do it. I just said it. The Eagles will sign they will sign guys in groups. Let's see. I was just reading, somebody was saying that they should go after him. Is that true? Let me see. All right, here you go. Breaking news, mother humping news. We got another signing. How about that? Eagles have just signed a 1-year deal. Oh, let me pull this up. Let me get rid of this image. Here, let me do it this way. Eagles signed a tight end. The question is will he be? I don't know if he's a starter. Maybe he is. I was hoping he could have him and Goddard, but he can block at least. All right, let me get this up for you guys. I knew. I just said at the beginning of this, don't be surprised how he makes another move, because Howie tends to do it in groups. Everybody cries about Howie not making moves, but he's working multiple things at multiple times. Yo. All right, here we go. This is good. This is good. Eagles have increased their distance on Dallas again. The Eagles have agreed to terms. Breaking news, breaking news. The Eagles have agreed to terms on a one-year deal with tight end veteran Johnny Munt. Sources say the proven blocker, thank God, heads to Philly after being released by the Jaguars. Munt cakes on special at the link. Let me see if I can pull up his profile. Yeah, this is more of a blocking tight end, I think. But the Eagles really they need somebody that can block a tight end. My God. He's 31. It's a one-year deal. Let's see. I don't think this means Goddard is done. They still could bring Goddard. Maybe they will now. This is a blocking tight end. That's how I see him. The question is, does this increase the likelihood of Goddard coming back or them going for like Quinyon Sadiq or somebody like that? I love it. Eagles kicking ass, man. I knew it was just stay patient, baby. Just stay patient. We're not the Dallas Cowboys. That's the way it goes. Yo. All right, I'm going to block my beautiful face here. Obviously, you can see he's not really going to be your receiving tight end. 9 catches, 111 yards. But he can block. He's 31 years old. And I guess Calcaterra could say, see you later. Yeah, probably a Mannion guy, Big Rhythm. You're probably right about that. I really wonder if this actually increases the chances that you would get a Dallas Goedert back. Roll Flick Dogs, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, I'm calling it now, Njoku to the Eagles. All right, I'm going to hold you to that one. We got you down. So, good blocking, good depth piece. I think this is an improvement. I think the Eagles desperately had a situation with the tight end and the blocking. Nobody could block, you know. I don't know enough about him though, you know. Guys captured on defense, most likely Jordan Davis, Q Mitchell, DeJean Vaughn, BG if he's back, Flagos fight. Yeah. 1 catch a year, kind of like tax time. Exactly. Yeah, tax time, definitely. Now, this is a blocking tight end. And I know that sounds like, yeah, just blocking tight. The Eagles desperately needed it. Did you ever watch Calcaterra try to block? It's like the worst thing to watch ever. We needed a blocking tight end. The question is I want to know is Goddard got a chance to come back for one more year, or are they looking at Quinyon Sadiq saying, you know what, we think he's going to fall to us. Let's get a blocking tight end in here. I like that. Yes, CNC, thank you for super chat. We got blocking tight end finally. Yes. And Njoku, that would be interesting. I mean, it would definitely be interesting. So now, I mean, the Eagles, they're doing what they have to do. We haven't even gotten to how he pulled a couple trades off. Those are coming, by the way. Those are coming. So how do you guys feel about this? I hope we can bring it all together in one season with the additions. Yeah, well, you got a lot of one-year deals, right? And I think that's done on purpose. Remember, they got like a ton of money next year in cap space. But I also think they want to develop guys. So, you know, I like where we're at here. I'm fine with Mud, but not sure if it stops. No, I don't think he stops you from getting a tight end at all. I just think he secures a blocking tight end because they've desperately needed a tight end that can block. Howie waited till every team overpaid to get better value on players we need. Yeah, Howie's not going down a list of free agents going, oh, we should try this guy. Howie is targeting specific guys for reasons and for things that we need. This is great. You know, I personally don't either, Britt. I don't either. But I'm only responding or saying that because I keep seeing it on all the mock drafts. We need offensive line in the draft. Sign Goddard. Yeah. See, I think you're going to see a pretty heavy shift to young offensive talent in the draft. I think that's how it's going to be over the next few years. You're going to see the salary cap being spent mainly on defensive guys, and then a few, offensive guys, Devontae Smith, Saquon, if he's still around, Jalen Hurts. But it's going to be a lot of young guys, a lot of young receivers. You're going to see young running backs. You're going to see young line. That's what it's kind of going to be, and they're going to pay the money to the defense, and that's what they're setting up for right now. 500. He was born not too far from us. Oh, you're in Fresno? Okay. Njoku and I will be happy. I like Njoku. I just worry about his health. Philly, I tagged you on Twitter with some info from Anthony DeBona. Okay, let me get that. Let's see. Big Willie, what's your name on there? Because I'm not seeing anything. Oh, yeah, I don't see anything. Where did you send it? The Eagles had no tight ends. They needed to bring someone in. Well, yeah, they did. They need multiple. They needed a blocking tight end, and then they still need their main tight end. The second day is Howie's season. It is. Howie is doing his thing, man. Howie's not dead yet. I heard look at Patrick Queen. Yeah, so there's a lot of rumors about the Eagles being interested in Patrick Queen. I got to say, I do not believe any of that. Mark Holmes is making multiple videos of it, trying to pin the Eagles versus the Cowboys. I don't believe the Eagles want Patrick Queen. I believe that they threw them in just to get views out there and get people talking. I don't believe the Eagles would want Patrick Queen. I don't know how much he's got left either. Like, he could be another typical Cowboy player, had the name, maybe had a few good years of pass, and he's on the downslope. So I don't want Patrick Queen. I don't think we need him. Dylan Jordan, David Super Chat. He goes, what's your honest opinion on getting Riq Woolen? Oh, my opinion is perfect. Perfect move. We talked about this earlier today. That's exactly the kind of corner that would have been perfect. You want a guy who's, not going to be top 10 money, but you want a guy that has something to prove. You want a guy who is going to come in and is better than a Dory Jackson. Maybe a little younger, but competent and can play that cornerback 2 spot competently. And that's what he can do. A+ on the signing. And when I say that, it's not because I'm saying he's the best corner in football. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it because it's a good fit. Oh, look at that. My man, Jeff Nadeau. Shout out to Jeff Nadeau. If you guys want to see, dude, best Mafia channel out there, crime channel. Dude, Jeff Nadeau has it. Absolutely love his stuff. You guys should definitely check it out. And if you haven't, go, Jeff, you could drop your link in here, man. Go sub them up. You guys, I'm telling you, you would be happy. Sit down and welcome to Dingbat Nation, man. Just in time. We should have a lot of draft content coming out for that stuff, man. And shout out to Jeff Nadeau. Definitely, like, it's not even close Mafia-related stuff, crime stuff. His stuff is killer. I love his stuff. Great guy, man. Great guy. And thank you, Jeff, for coming in, man. And thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. Anime Blacklight to you. Thank you for super chat. And just like that, Howie put the Eagles fans' hearts at ease. Laugh out loud. Sign Chubb and Goddard, and it's draft time. Howie sees it. Yeah, I tried to tell people yesterday. Just relax. one move and we're back on it. Like, look, I like Jaelan Phillips. Good football player. He's not a 15 sack guy here. I like Reed Blankenship, but they felt that they could go another way, maybe cheaper. I don't know. But I don't think any of those guys are irreplaceable. So we just need to be patient, man. And definitely go so what my man Jeff can do. Anime Black Live TV, and just like that, Howie put, yep, you're so right, man. Philly, did you see? Yeah, Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson both got stem cell treatment. Hopefully it works. I mean, I don't know a lot about it. You know what I mean? I don't know a lot about it, but yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, let me make sure I get you a arrow. I like to get arrows so I can, especially with content creators, so I know when you guys come in. There you go. Now I can see. Sometimes it just goes so quick I can't keep up. And we got 1,500 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Howie doesn't have a huge move. Howie doesn't have to make a huge move. Just a move and it will be fine. We're actually super spoiled right now, having to desperately look for free agents this year. Yeah, I mean, they've done such a great job with the draft for the most part over the course of, the last 3-4 years that we're having to sign all these guys. Free agency should be two things, right? Well, it's primarily used for two things. One, you're a team, you're on the verge, you need that one player to get you over the hump. You go out, you get him, and then boom. And then two is when teams mess up their drafts and they have huge holes and they're trying to fill those holes, they go out and they overspend. We're first ones right now, Dylan, thank you for super chat. If they can land Brisker, defense will be, oh man. I would love it if they could land Brisker. I would. I would. And once again, shout out to Jeff Nadeau for being in here. I haven't seen if he's still here. I haven't seen anything else from him, but thank you, Jeff. We need another Cowboys blockbuster bust trade to make this day special. I'll bet you Mark Holmes and the Cowboys, I bet you they're freaking out now. They'll try not to act like it. I love it because it's the perfect fit. I think Riq Woolen's perfect fit for the Eagles. 500, what draft position counts need to fall for us to reasonably be able to trade up? I know it wouldn't happen, but Mitchell fell, so I believe he's a safety, which to reasonably have a chance, probably 14. I would say in order to be able to start making phone calls, he'd have to get to 13 or 14. And he's not going to do it. I mean, when you remember with Q, he was supposed to go top 12. And then that draft fell really weird because all offensive players were going off the board. So we really lucked out with that. I love Caleb Downs, by the way. And does anybody know, I don't know off the top of my head, but does anybody know when the last time the Eagles drafted a safety in the first round was? I can't really think about it. 4T official site, do you really need a defensive end at this point? If you have 3 lockdowns, it's okay to give extra time. Yeah, I think you need another edge rusher. Nolan Smith, he hasn't lived up to his billings yet. I'm not saying he won't. I'm not saying he's a bust, but I don't think he's been as good as we hope. I think Jalix Hunt is getting a lot better, but I do think you need another defensive end. The one thing with Jaelan Phillips is he played the run good, and the run defense improved. 2 things happened when Nakobe Dean and Jaelan Phillips came back. Adoree Jackson started to look better, and the Eagles' run game got better. Oh, Gene, you scrubs ain't going there. Oh, we're coming. We're going back to the Super Bowl, baby. What are you going to do about it? You're going to get double walked in the ass. That's about it. Forget about it. Eagles have never drafted a safety in the first round. Never? Wow. Yeah, that's surprising. Yeah, we talked about it. We got the tight end. We needed a blocking tight end. I don't think that'll change anything having to do with Dallas Goedert, by the way. I don't. I think that if they're going to sign Goedert, they're going to sign him. If they're not, they're not. They're still going to have to get another tight end. You know? But one of the things that the other Dallas Cowboys, especially Mark Holmes, has been saying is, well, so far, the Cowboys have closed the gap on the Eagles. They've closed the gap on the Eagles. Well, now I'm here to tell you the Eagles have increased that gap once again. Philly never taken a... Wow, never. Yeah, that's surprising. I thought they did before, but man. I mean, there's a first time for everything, right? Last year, we were saying the Eagles would never take a linebacker in the first round. They won't take an off-the-ball linebacker. And then bing, bang, boom, what do? They go out and they get a linebacker. So, hell yeah. There's always a first, you know? Let's see here. I forgot I had a poll, right? So, does this move make the Eagles better than last year on defense? 78% of the people said yes. 78% of the people said yes. Now, I would say it's incomplete because you still need an edge rusher, but you're better secondary. You're clearly better at cornerback than you were a year ago. I wonder if this means we're giving up on Latu. He actually, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to know. Yeah, hit that like button. Got over 1,300 people in here. Appreciate it. 2 moves happened yesterday when we came back on. 2 moves happened today. We will be streaming again starting about 12:30 Eastern. Should be an interesting day. And don't forget, tomorrow's the season. The new season officially begins. So all these moves become finalized. So if there's any move of any players, I assume they still could change their mind right now, right? I just watched a video of Frank Gore explaining when he was going to go with the Eagles and he was going to sign, he changed his mind. Remember that? He was saying the reason he did that was because the Eagles got rid of Macklin. They had got rid of DeJean. Who else? Somebody else. And he's like, they weren't going to go to the Super Bowl. Oh, they traded Foles. And he was like, I wanted to win a Super Bowl. They weren't going to win. And I thought that was he was actually right. I love it. Did the Eagles won back-to-back in the Super Bowl yesterday and win? When did the Eagles win back? We've never won back-to-back Super Bowls. Not yet, but it's coming. No, Woolen's a bar, but we can't afford him. We already got him. He's already there. Or are you talking about another team? My picks are trading for Pitts or Quinyon. Hurts like throwing at tight ends. I'm all for Quinyon Sadiq if he falls. I don't know that he's going to fall though, but we'll see. I know people are saying that I'm wrong, and I probably am. I'm not saying I'm not, but man, I don't know. I have a feeling that the Chiefs might go after Sadiq. Kelsey's got maybe 1 more year left. How do y'all feel about Darius Cooper? I love Darius Cooper, man. I love him. I think he's got a lot of upside. I'll say this. He should get his chance to start at wide receiver 3, but I would also say you can't just hand it to him. You got to bring in competition and then let him go win it. 500. Eagles have 4 picks in the top 100, 2 third-round picks. Eagles will be just fine. 9 picks in total this year. Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to be fine. And they won't even keep all 9 picks. They'll trade and get picks, next year, too. And next year is supposed to be a deeper draft. The Eagles will trade AJ to move up in the draft. I hope not. I don't want to trade AJ. But if I'm going to trade AJ, I'm not interested in the 2026 first-round pick. I want the 2027 first-round pick. To me, that's the better pick. So if I could get something and I'm just saying if you had to do it. I don't want to do it. But if you had to do it, I would say the 2026 second or third, and then a 2027 first. Aaron Jones, thank you for the super chat. Calcaterra coming back. Why? I don't think so. Because you just signed a tight end. Well, you know what? He might. It may be too early to say that. But you just signed a tight end, Johnny Munt, and he's a good blocking tight end. And so the fact that he could actually block means he should be playing more than Calcaterra. So I would say that that's the problem. But Calcaterra can't block. I can't tell you how many times I watch a guy go free and hit Saquon behind the line of scrimmage, and it's Calcaterra. It's like, oh, no, forget about it. Bryce, thank you for super chat. Eagles resigned Grant Calcaterra. Oh, did they just do it right now? Well, that doesn't mean he'll make it. Wait, I gotta see it. Oh no, what does that mean? What am I supposed to? What? Yeah, you're right. They just signed him. Wait, is this true? Nah, it can't be true. Okay, wait a second. Hold on. There's a bunch of shit going on. The Baltimore Ravens have just backed out of a trade agreement for Maxx Crosby. What? Is that true? Wait a second. That can't be right. Ian Rappaport. Yeah. Holy crap. All right. Dude, this is just... Now that things just got really strange. All right. All right, let's start with the Eagles are signing Calcaterra. I think Calcaterra could come into camp and get, like, to me, you could cut Calcaterra, so it's not a big deal. So let me get these things up here and let's talk about it. This just got really weird. I want to see what the hell's going on. This is not something you see every day, that's for sure. First, the Calcaterra thing. Let's take care of Eagles business first. Eagles are signing Grant Calcaterra on a 1-year deal per source. Like I said, I question whether he can make it, depending upon who they have, if he even makes it onto the 53-man roster. We will see. And then this is just breaking now. I really want to talk about this because this becomes very interesting. I know Mark Holmes is going to be flipping out because Dallas was really close to getting Maxx Crosby, if you guys remember. Now, check this out. The Baltimore Ravens have backed out of a trade agreement for Maxx Crosby. We will have no further comment at this time. What the hell just happened? John Dunlap, thank you for super chat. Ravens backed out of the Maxx Crosby trade. Yeah, what the frig? Why? Why would they back out? It has to be medical, right? That's what I'm thinking. It's got to be medical. Did he fail his physical? Did he even have a physical? I don't know. Something don't smell right. And look, the Cowboys were apparently close to getting a deal done. Do they try to get Dallas to get him? And if it's not medical, do the Eagles then, because they did not get Jaelan Phillips, do the Eagles then try to come in and then make a move for him? Things are weird. Philly Strong, they were super chickens. Yo, 500 Ravens just backed down Maxx Crosby trade. I know, it's crazy. I thought that was like a fake tweet. Ross and found they were super chat. Dallas was getting Bing Crosby. That's what they were getting Bing Crosby. Will Dallas jump in? That's a great question because they were close before, and then they said that the Eagles, like, they put their foot in the water, but they weren't really serious because the Eagles were focusing on Jaelan Phillips. Will the Eagles then raise, will they try to go get him now? Will they actually try now that you lost Jaelan Phillips? But my guess is the Ravens backed out because they didn't like something medical. That it's got to be medical. And if that's the case, then nobody's going to want him. And the way that the Raiders put that in there, it sounds like they're pissed off. You know? John Dunn, thank you for it looks like it's similar to when the Eagles were going to sign Gore. Kind of. It's crazy. What the hell happened? Gary's a bigger cap hit than Parsons. How the F that happened? Because Cowboys are stupid. Yeah, they're going to still want 2 first-round picks. That's true. But, I mean, why? Why? I feel like we're watching the stupid, what was that stupid movie, Draft Day? And then, like, he's going to trade the pick, and the Jacksonville Jaguar GM's like, well, why are you trading him? Why? And then everybody gets scared because he doesn't take the quarterback. Then they all stop taking the quarterback, and then he makes another trade or whatever. I forget. It was something ridiculous. That's crazy. Failed medical knee issues. If he's got knee issues, I don't want anything to do with him. 2 first-round picks is already too much. Nico, how you doing, sweet? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Wow, they backed out. They backed out of that trade. That is crazy to me. We don't. Oh, not at those prices. And listen, I wonder if Baltimore will still work out a deal, but just under different terms. I don't know. People are saying it's failed physical or knee. I don't know that. I can't confirm that. But that's what's being said. I just know that for the Ravens to back out of that trade, that's very wild. That's wild. Yeah, I agree. Injury prone, then no. Yeah, if it's that bad where the Ravens would back out, they're talking about it on NFL Network. Let me see if I can hear. Why? That's crazy. They're just saying the Raiders, the way the Raiders like put that out there, it sounds like they're pissed. Rocky, thank you for super chat. Too much going on. I know. Didn't even have enough time to get pissed about Calcaterra coming back. I know. I stumbled on this. Ian saying, all right, so we don't know why, is what he's saying. He's saying we can guess, but nobody knows why. Nobody's saying nothing. Yeah, the Eagles resigned Calcaterra. He may not even make the 53-man roster. And then again, it could be, a worry that Goddard's going to go. He failed physical and meniscus surgery not too long ago. But would he even have had the? I don't even think he's. See, I don't think he could. I don't think it could be failed the physical because the trade hasn't gone through because it started the new season. So he's not going to have to report to Baltimore and take a physical and all that stuff. Not until at least Wednesday. So it can't be that. The Ravens backed out. This is interesting. Rogue, thank you for super chat. I offer first and Nolan Smith for Crosby. Interesting.
Just to be clear, like Ian is saying, there are prominent people on both of these teams that are trying to figure out and asking us what the heck is that. I mean,
they're saying that nobody knows why, and that there are people on each team, Baltimore and Vegas, that are literally asking them, well, have you heard why we backed out of the trade? Crazy. Roll Philly Dogs, thank you for super chat. He goes, so are Ravens back in on AJ? Well, I don't think the Ravens were ever in on AJ. I think that was purely speculation. I think the Eagles, they checked in on Maxx Crosby, but they weren't serious. And they said they weren't serious because they were pursuing Phillips. Now that Phillips is gone, could that open the door to Crosby, or is there something else going on? I would assume his value's got to go down if you would trade him at all. I mean, if it is a medical reason, then nobody's going to touch him. It has to be something big, right? You don't just back out of it.
So all of the teams that were interested in Maxx Crosby before are now theoretically back in the mix.
Yeah, this is crazy. They're saying everybody's back in the mix again. But if you're like, let's say you're the Cowboys, right? And you had almost got him and you were close. Are you going to trade 2 first-round picks for him after Baltimore just backs out like that? You're going to say, why did Baltimore back out? I ain't making this trade. Nobody's going to want to touch him. The Raiders are going to, somebody smart. Somebody did this on purpose. They're gonna lower it. Baltimore did it on purpose. This is my conspiracy theory. Baltimore did it on purpose, and then they're going to renegotiate, and Baltimore's going to get him at a discount. Let's see. Look, well, how could he fail physical? He can't have contact with Baltimore till the start of the new season. Okay, it is a medical reason. You're right, fail physical.
I say this all the time. You can say, oh, they failed them on a physical. And you say, okay, well, 30 doctors in a room with all the grades. That's not how it works. And we've seen trades in the past that fall through because of this.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not giving 2 first-round picks for a guy that failed in a physical. Philly, I would not give the Raiders anything until I have all the information. Like, why did Baltimore back up? I know. Well, they're saying now it's medical. They didn't say fail, Philly. They just said medical. He had surgery to repair his meniscus.
Okay? And meniscus repairs can take 3 to 4 months. He was doing well. It was not as major as it could have been. But these are the kinds of injuries that we said a lot of times.
Yeah, forget that. I can't risk that, man. This is why they need to get rid of the legal tampering. I know, right? Yeah, it wasn't. They backed out. I mean, technically, everything that is going down right now doesn't get processed through until tomorrow. So you can still back out. I mean, if any of those smart players, don't want to play for an evil satanic team, they could get out of it. Cali Eagles, David Super Chat. Maybe Crosby's surgery didn't go well. He's already projected not to come back till mid-season. Yeah, well, I can't trade for him. I can't trade for him. I wouldn't give a first-round pick, let alone 2. For a guy that fails physical. Guaranteed they were told he was going to miss out most of the season. You can't give up 2 first rounds for that. Yeah, that's true. I'm not giving 2 first rounds for a guy who's not going to play. It is crazy. It was crazy. I saw the tweet, and I'm thinking this is one of those, fake Ian Rappaport accounts. Crosby 100% failed the physical or something. Yeah, it's definitely medical. That's crazy. Trey, this screws the Raiders. They made all those signing post Crosby. I know. Maybe they'll back out of the Nakobe Dean signing and we'll sign him back. They'll say, look, Nakobe, we can't sign you. We got to go another way because of this. And then all of a sudden, Nakobe comes back to Philly. Yeah, yes, we did, Marcus. We did. We talked about that a little earlier. We did. Yep. Well, this is crazy. Cowboys were in at the end. They're talking about them now. And they're saying the Cowboys would still be interested in the trade. He's going to end up in Dallas now. But is Dallas going to want to give... Are you going to give 2 first-round picks? You're going to want them at a discount. But all this... They're saying all the moves that they made after the Crosby trade, it screws a lot of different things up. Like for example, they're saying, would the Cowboys trade Gary if they were going to get Maxx Crosby because of the money? It's a lot of trade change here. Like a lot of different transactions and signings could go out the window and could be totally. Who knows? Maybe Nakobe Dean will be a free agent. Kaz, thank you for super chat. Maxx Crosby equals Jair Alexander. Wow. Crazy. Kev, thank you for super chat. Welcome back, Can't Block Calcaterra. Still drafts Nico Birds, right? You can trade a player during the draft and agree not to have the player traded officially until the start of June 1st for cap reasons, but you still get the picks now. I thought that was against the rules. This is crazy. Wow. Rogue David Super Chat. Trade a third and Nolan Smith for Crosby and sign Chubb. I like it. Dallas got Rashawn Gary, right? But are they gonna back out of that trade now? Because they can't trade him and get him and Crosby. But if they want Crosby and he's back, they're gonna have to get rid of that whole move. And, and does it affect at all in any way the Eagles or Nakobe Dean signing with them? I don't know. How many different moves were made because the belief was that Crosby was traded to the Ravens? Like, how many moves did the Cowboys make? How many moves did the Raiders make? How many moves were made by those teams? This is wild. Wild. DC for Life, David Super Chat. If the Ravens doesn't agree to the trade, will the Raiders get picks? No, the trade's it's off. Crosby goes back to the Raiders, and the Ravens get their picks. Danita David Super Chat. It would be crazy if Phillips gets back on the market. Well, I don't think it would affect him, but it could affect the Eagles in this way. The Eagles didn't pursue Maxx Crosby seriously. They asked about it, but they didn't because they wanted to go out and get Jaelan Phillips. But now that they lost Jaelan Phillips, if Crosby, let's say if they show that it can be cleared up and stuff, the Eagles could theoretically get back into it and actually be serious about it. This is crazy. Dallas can't be stupid enough to give 2 first-round picks for a half a season. But then again, we're talking about Dallas. Anything's possible. But, what are the chances that the teams are like, we're not giving you 2 first-round picks, and it forces the Raiders to come off the price. And then you get them at a discount. Ravens could trade for AJ now. Technically, they can, yeah. Can get Chubb at 19. Oh, for $19 million? Yeah, not bad. Dallas can be and is that stupid. Yeah, Howie made the call. This is crazy. Yeah, this is a wild thing. Did not expect this today. That's for sure. I just wonder what moves and signings were made that is going to be off the table now. What kind of domino effect is this going to have? Raiders should be penalized and give a. Why do we get their first round pick? Hey, yeah, give the Eagles out of nowhere. They get the first round pick. I love it, man. It's hilarious. It's crazy. How will we be watching this? This is crazy, man. What if something happens like Nakobe, we can't sign you now that this happened. You're a free agent, and he says, "The hell with it, I'll go back to the Eagles for a year." Wouldn't that be crazy? Ravens woke up from a drunken stupor like, what the F? I gave up 2 first-round picks for Crosby. Now I'm good. It's crazy. And like I said, if he's failed the physical, and let's say you're Dallas and you're still interested in him, right? Because they were the team that was the closest. They came in second in the sweepstakes. Like, are you going to pay 2 first-round picks for him, or are you going to say, we ain't giving you 2 first-round picks, we'll give you 1, or we won't give you a first-round pick at all? He's going to wind up staying in Vegas. Nobody's going to want to take a chance, and he's going to wind up staying. This is wild. This is a new one. See, trades are not official till tomorrow. You know, all the moves, everything that's happening, nothing's official till tomorrow. You could technically back out. DC for life, thank you for Super Chat. When was the last time the NFL had backed out a trade agreement? I can't remember either. Can't remember. Crosby is going either way, not. Yeah, could you imagine if he goes to Dallas? That would suck. I don't think he wants to go to Dallas. He had a gut feeling. You know what's crazy is Nakobe Dean had a gut feeling he should go to the Raiders. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. And all this shit's collapsing. Toryville Davis Super Chat. Does Dr. Pepe work on the Ravens staff now? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the Raiders do have a lot of cap. They could afford this. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. But I appreciate you telling me. Question is like, if you're Dallas and you're pursuing it, I mean, seriously, if you're pursuing it and you're Dallas, are you like calling Green Bay saying we don't want to, we can't trade for Rashad Gary, and then they back out of it, and then they try to trade for Crosby, and somebody comes in. How about if this happened? It's proven that Crosby, the physical thing, he's going to be okay. Whatever. Teams clear it up and feel comfortable. And Dallas backs out of the Rashad Gary thing. They think they're going to make a deal, and the Eagles come in and take them. And then Dallas loses Crosby again and Gary. That would be some funny shit. Crazy. Kendricks was going to the 49ers and backed out to go to Dallas. That's true. How'd that work out for him? It's crazy. Frank Gore backed out of the Eagles. Yeah, Frank Gore backed out of the Eagles deal. Yeah, but I've never seen it where like a team gives up that much and that big of a trade, and it was like the physical thing. That was kind of wild. I'm sure Patriot fans will now want him for a 5th round pick. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's interesting. Baltimore either backed out of the trade or players back. Oh, the Owens thing. So what happened with the Owens thing back in the day was that there was some like timeline where you had to apply for free agency, and Owens his agent didn't do it. So at the last minute, technically he couldn't become a free agent, and he was supposed to be. And so 49ers then traded him to Baltimore, and he's like, no, I'm supposed to be a free agent. I can go wherever I want. I'm not going to Baltimore. And he fought it, and he didn't. I don't think he won the whole thing with the agent and the paperwork. But it was paperwork reason why he didn't become a free agent. And then he just said, no, I'm not showing up. So the Eagles, the Niners, and the Ravens did a 3-way deal, and that's how that happened. Dallas would be dumb to give up first for him. They are glaring holes in linebacker, cornerbacks, and giving away future for a guy that failed physical is crazy to me. Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy too. You know, Dean can come back. Well, it depends. I mean, apparently the Raiders have a ton of cap room, so it's not going to affect that. But it is interesting to wonder how many things happened because of the Maxx Crosby deal, and how does that change things? That's wild. Christopher Michael, thank you for Super Chat. This won't affect the Dean on the Raiders. Now this could affect Dallas back out of the Green Bay trade and try for Max. I think we need to jump back in on it. I think you got to consider it. Like, you know, because the reason it was given for the Eagles not being aggressive, Jaelan Phillips, well, he signed. So would the Eagles then try to go get Crosby, and would Howie try to get him at a discount because he feels because of the physical? I don't know. It's just fascinating. I'm gonna be up all night watching this. No, I do not. I do not. I think if I had to guess what I think will happen is every team is going to be scared away to trade for him, and Crosby will stay with the Raiders one more year because nobody wants to take a chance. Or he'll at least be with the Raiders through the trade deadline. Corey, thank you for super chat. Crosby's video about leaving the Raiders is awkward now. It is awkward. Yeah. It's crazy. Now, Garrett over Maxx. I mean, if Maxx is healthy, no way. But so what happened? Filling again, somebody said there's no trade. Okay, so what happened was apparently Crosby had a medical issue or a failed physical, and Baltimore backed out of the trade. They said that they don't want to trade. The trade is off. So the 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby, that deal's off. But the thing about it is that several moves that happened were, because of what happened, and they were off of what happened in the Crosby deal. So Baltimore, they made this trade for Crosby, right? They didn't pursue A.J. Brown. They were involved in the A.J. Brown trade. Then they decided to go for Crosby instead. But teams like them, the Raiders, Dallas, they all made moves based upon Crosby being traded. So now you get this domino effect. The Cowboys, who were the runners-up in getting Crosby, what they did was they went and traded for Rashad Gary from the Packers. Well, now that Crosby is back possibly on the board, does the Dallas Cowboys not want Gary? Because they can't do both. So do they back out of that trade? So how many domino pieces are going to be turned around and changed because of what happened? Remember, nothing's official yet until Wednesday. I hope I explained that. Because I think I confused myself. Yeah, it is awkward. David Super Chat. Imagine Maxx plus Nakobe with Dallas. Their defense may have actually done something. I think Nakobe with Dallas was bad. Because Dallas don't, to me, have a leader like that. But he's not going to leave. He's not going to leave Oakland. They have enough money. The question is Rashad Gary. Are the Cowboys going to back out of that trade now? And if they do back out of the trade, and then let's say they don't get Crosby, and then they want to go back and try to get Gary, if you're Gary, do you want to go there? It's kind of crazy, Wait, so you're saying we still have a chance? Technically, yes. Yes. If the Eagles right now say, well, hell, we were going to try to get Jaelan Phillips. We weren't serious about Maxx Crosby, but hey, we want to be in on this trade now ourselves. We want to get in on the sweepstakes. Well, now the Eagles could technically do it. But I don't know how serious his medical conditions are. I don't know, how bad it is. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. And for Dallas, if you're the Cowboys or a Cowboy fan, you're thinking, damn, we almost got him. Now you got to think that you might get a chance to get him. Dean was better, Campbell. That's why. But Dean wasn't the good his rookie year as now. That being said, Campbell will improve. Campbell will get a lot better. It's so hard to say if the Eagles will go after him. I think the Eagles would be a lot more serious about it now, but the medical condition is the issue. Because who's going to give the Raiders 2 first-round picks? I don't know. You give them 1 first-round pick. And if you're the Raiders may. I think what's going to happen is I think the Raiders are going to just not trade them and just take them off the trade. At least until the trade deadline. Watch it. Well, you got to watch the Ravens now. Do they come back and try to go get A.J. Brown? Do they seriously make a pitch for A.J. Brown? Give those 2 first-round picks. Send them to Philly. You can't back out a trade. But here's the thing. You have to remember, all the trades, nothing is official. So you could back out right now. You could back out of anything because nothing's official to the new year. So nothing can get processed. Nothing can get done. It's pretty much a bunch of handshakes and agreement. So people can back out of it, or teams can back out of it right now because the new year hasn't started. Tomorrow, when it starts, then you are correct. But it definitely was medical. Pretty sure Crosby said he won't suit up for the Raiders again. That means Crosby is back into a corner, and either Crosby lied to the Ravens or his surgery had a hiccup and will miss full season. Well, Ian Rappaport was saying that, talking to Crosby last week, or maybe like a few weeks ago, he was like supposed to be ahead of schedule in his rehab. So did something happen? Did he have a setback? It's going to be interesting. The Ravens backed out. Ezekiel, the Ravens backed out of the trade for Maxx Crosby. So Crosby is back with the Raiders. Rolf Philly does every super chat. He goes, saw a report that Henderson will make a decision tomorrow, and the Eagles and Bills have been in contact the last 24 hours. I don't want Henderson. I don't want him. If they get him, I'll root and hope that he's still got something left. But he scares me. But thank you for that super chat. They can't back out of it unless it's for medical reasons. Yeah, if the new season started, the new season hasn't started. It doesn't start till Wednesday, so you can get out of pretty much anything right now. If this was Friday, then you are correct. But nothing is processed and nothing can be official until tomorrow at what, noon or something? You know how he's on the phone. I know how he's. I know that. I know a bunch of teams are trying to figure out what the hell. Like, he failed the physical. Most teams probably, if it's a physical he failed, most teams are going to want him to probably take a physical for them. I don't know. I mean, it's just a weird thing. I haven't seen anything like this before. Dean went to the Raiders because he's getting the same money, and they said F Dallas, true story. Yeah, he did, and that's why I love him. Gary said, the mention of Gary in Dallas, I would rather burn in coals of I'm sorry, man. Yeah, the other guy. Yeah. MC Philly says, stop. Dean definitely not going to Dallas. He wouldn't betray the Eagles. That's why he chose the Raiders, and the deal's already done. Or like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, I wasn't thinking he'd go to Dallas. I was thinking, man, maybe he came back and the Eagles could change their mind and sign him. But the Raiders got a ton of cap space, apparently, so it's not going to be a problem. Where it's going to be interesting is if the Ravens then turn around and say, well, let's go pursue an A.J. Brown trade, or if Dallas says we want to get Crosby and we're going to back out of the Gary trade, which I'm pretty sure they can do until the new year starts. Because remember, nothing's official until the start of the new year. And if they can't, if people are correct and they can't even right now back out of a trade, then Dallas got screwed. Could you imagine if Dallas wants to if Dallas can't back out of the Gary trade and they're stuck, and then like the Eagles come in, swoop Crosby, and it's like, oh, mistake, he's healthy. Oh, my mind's running wild. Dog David Super Chat. Imagine Maxx plus Nakobe with Dallas. Their defense. Oh, I think I read that. But yes, I agree. It would have looked like they did something. No question. I don't know. This is wild. This is really wild. Flipping the birds, man. David Super Chat. Crosby failed the physical. That's crazy. Wow. Godzilla, David Super Chat. Dallas sends Gary and pick 12 to the Raiders for Crosby and Dean when free agency starts tomorrow. See, I don't think the Raiders will want that. I don't think they want Gary. I think they want the picks, But it's interesting. Rambo, thank you for Super Chat. Either physical or he really hated the Baltimore option and threatened to retire. Now, I think it was a physical. But thank you for Super Chat. Can't wait to see Jalen Carter in red and gold. Oh, no, it's a yellow jacket that they'll be wearing at the Hall of Fame. He ain't going nowhere. Lucius the Show, thank you for Super Chat. This is the 5th time I've seen this Maxx Crosby situation happen. The other time, a different team did accept the trade and pass the player's physical. Wait. The other time, a different team accepted a trade and passed the player's. Yeah, because that's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. Now, what you're referencing? What happened with that? Was the team that passed the physical right, or was the team that failed the physical right? Green Blaze, thank you for Super Chat. Hey, Philly, came in late. What are your thoughts on Riq Woolen? Love it. A+ move by the Eagles. They needed to do that. First and third for Crosby. I mean, if he's healthy, but how he get on the phone now? Yeah, this is really interesting. I think when Crosby said he wanted to finish his career in Vegas as a Raider, they said, why give up 2 firsts for someone who don't want to stay? Well, I think he was pretty happy to go, though. It's a freaked up shit. Max was at their facility talking, saying he was so happy. Oh, really? See, I didn't think he was allowed to the facility until the start of the season. Mr. B says, Dan Stillo tweeted that Riq is washed and how he made a big mistake. Of course. And he would have said it if they signed Jaelan Phillips. He would have said it if they signed Reed Blankenship. He would have said the same thing. No matter what, he's going to take that approach. There's nothing that they could do. So that's why, of course he said that. Yeah, they were signed Calcaterra. We talked about that one too. Fred, thank you for the Super Chat. Yo, Philly 500 Eagles. Yeah, we talked a little before this whole Maxx Crosby situation. Yeah, we did bring that up. And it was interesting. It's an interesting move. No doubt about it. In my opinion, I don't think he's a lock to make the 53-man roster. And, we'll see. I'm hoping that this doesn't mean there's no chance at Goddard. But either way, the Eagles still need to get a better tight end, in my opinion. Let me see here. Yeah, so this Raiders situation with Maxx Crosby is absolutely insane. They backed out of trade, and now we're going to see what the domino effect is going to be. The Crosby trade could have affected the Eagles too. They may have jacked up Phillips' price, putting him out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have to look into that, Frank. I don't know that had anything to do with the price with Phillips, but I do know that the Eagles weren't serious about Crosby because they were trying to get Phillips. Now that he's available, would they be interested? And Baltimore was interested in A.J. Brown, but decided to pursue the Maxx Crosby deal. Does that mean that the Ravens are going to come back and then pursue an A.J. Brown deal? Well, if they do, I want 2 first-round picks. 500, Joe Burrow's all smiles. Oh, my gosh. The amount of edge rushers he's got to go up against, holy crap. Yeah, that's crazy. MC Philly says, how is he washed up? He's only 26 old. Rookies are only like 23, 24 years old. Philly needs to... I really believe he's just saying it to get everybody pissed off. If Woolen went to Dallas, it would have been like, why didn't the Eagles do that? They blew it. The Eagles can't win either way. Would I trade this year for first for Maxx? I would consider it, Slim. I would actually consider it. I would have to do, I would have to do the research into the whole medical issues and make sure that that's on par and that's okay. But if that's good to go, I might take a chance. Yeah. I mean, you need an edge rusher, and he would be an improvement. Jerry going to go in for Crosby. I know. And that means he's got to back out of he's got to back out of that trade with Green Bay. Fly Eagles, Fly Davis, Super Chat. Philly Mark smells like a can of butt sweat. I bet. I've never been that close to Eagles are going to sign the linebacker from the Pittsburgh Steelers and move on your Hartford Campbell to safety. You think they're going to move? Well, they're not going to move Campbell to safety. Campbell can't play safety. $500 Nolan Smith, a first and second for Crosby or AJ. Wait, 500 trade Nolan Smith, a first and second for Crosby or AJ, and a first or second for Crosby. Now, I wouldn't do all that. I wouldn't go that far. No, I mean, we got to see how healthy he is. Like he failed the physical, okay, but is this really a problem, or is this something that could get sorted out? Whoever said, I forgot who said it. It is true. You've seen teams pass a guy and then other teams fail a guy. So I don't know how all that works. But I'm not trading AJ for Crosby, who just failed physical. Well, yeah, I wouldn't either if he's not healthy. But if they could clear that up and prove that, the failed physical was temporary or it shouldn't have happened and he's going to be fine, I would consider it then. But not for 2 first-round picks. AJ will not be traded. People, do you stop with these bad-ass trades? I don't think AJ's going to get traded. The Raiders wanted Crosby to sit out for the remainder of the season for a reason. It's crazy. It is. What do I think about resigning of Calcaterra? I think it's a depth move, and I think it's a really good chance he doesn't even make the roster. That's what I think. I don't think it's a big deal. My hope is, do I think it's going to affect whether they would bring Goddard back or not? No, I do not. Do I think it'll affect whether they draft a tight end? Nope. And do I think it'll affect them signing a tight end in free agency? No. I don't think it'll do anything like that. Steve says, yes, Xander acting like he's 6, talking about Crosby to the Eagles and isn't. Be real about his injury. Y'all got to know how bad the knee is. So, yeah, you got to know how bad the knee is. You got to have your own doctors look at him. You got to look at everything. I mean, that's you can't risk that, No way. Now, if everything checks out or to a point where you feel comfortable, do it. The other thing is you could wait till the trade deadline. So, that's a chance for Crosby to go out and play and show he can play, but it's risky, man. And I got to think that the value of Crosby, here's what I think is going to happen. Teams will still want to trade for him, but they're going to want to do it for big discount. And the Raiders are going to say, no, we're not trading for that discount. And then they're going to not trade him, and they're going to wait to at least the trade deadline. That's what I think happens. Hey, let's have a go for we got our corner. Yes, we did. I mean, the corner stuff seems so long ago with all this craziness. Roll Philly Dogs, David Super Chat. I think I'd rather sign Hendrickson than give that much to Crosby. Most of them offer a second and Nolan. No, I think a lot of teams are going to feel that way because why are you going to risk paying 2 first rounds for a guy like that? I trade this year's first and next year's second for Crosby and trade AJ for 2 firsts. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to trade AJ, but 2 firsts would probably get it done. That's for sure. And Crosby, I just got to see what his knee like. How bad is he injured that the Baltimore Ravens said, no, we're done, we're out. Like, how bad was that? You know? That's what I want to know. Flipping the bird, favorite super chat. If Crosby is good to go, send our 2026 first, a 2027 second, Tyler Steen to Vegas for Crosby in their 2026 and 2027 third. And throw Nakobe Dean in there. Throw Nakobe in there. No, just... Yeah, we picked up the tight end from the Jaguars. Now, he's a blocking tight end, you know, but he gives you some depth, and I think he'll compete for depth with Calcaterra. So I think you got your battle right there in camp. Calcaterra and Munt for the second tight end. That's crazy. Crazy stuff going on. It's crazy. Flipping the birthday for super chat. He goes, even with Woolen, I'd still bring back Adoree. Yeah, I mean, you could probably do it. He's really cheap. You know, I don't think they would, but you could. If he's going to back him up. I love what the Eagles did at corner today. I do. I think that was a great move. I really want to see what's going to happen with this. This stuff with Crosby. That's crazy. Breaking news, Philly was seen in Vegas taking Nakobe back to Philly. Yeah, that was me. Steven says, no Chubb or Hendrickson for me. Who do you like? Is there anybody that you do like? Yeah, the Eagles are rumored to be trading for Patrick Queen for the Steelers a lot of it. Yeah, we talked about that earlier today. I don't believe it. I don't believe the Eagles are interested in Patrick Queen. I just think they threw their name in to generate buzz because it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you get Patrick Queen? You don't need him. You've got linebackers. So I don't believe it, and I don't know what he's like. A lot of people tell me that they don't think he's the same guy. That he's not playing as well as he did, you know, in previous years. So if he's on a downslide, I could have just brought back Nakobe. 500 kidnapped Bean, right? Who's that? Crosby's 28, I believe. I think Patrick Queen is 27, and who else? And then Woolen, the corner the Eagles just got, is 26. I love the Woolen pick. 6'4". I mean, I love having a 6'4" corner, man. I love it. No, it won't kill the Eagles' pocket. Yeah, Queen I think he's 27. I believe 27. Let me see if I can find out real quick. I think I got his stuff here. Yeah, he's 27 years old. He's 27. He's got a cap number of $17 million this year. And he's in the last year of his contract. So, we'll see. Anyways, guys, I want to thank, we got 1,300 people here. Thank you so much. I am going to get out of here, though. Got some things to do. If the Eagles make another move, I'll jump back on. This turned into a crazy stream because I thought we were just going to talk about Woolen, and then the Eagles got a tight end, and then the Crosby stuff. That was really, like, wild. But I had fun this stream, no doubt about it. So I just want to thank everybody so much for joining me. I will be live again. If you don't see me tonight, I will be live again tomorrow. We will be doing 3-4 hour stream of Free Agent Frenzy Day 3. So that should be about 12:30 Eastern. So definitely look for that. I love what the Eagles did. I give it an A+. And interesting stuff going on. See you 500. Hope to see you tonight. Yeah, I hope so too. Talk about something like really good to happen, you know? I would love it. But love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to everybody. And with that, I am going to get out of here. So you guys have a great night. And don't believe the Cowboys BS ever. With that said, we out. Peace.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. That's it. Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to defend the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking it. Cut it off. It's over.